All right, boys and girls, welcome. We are finally here. I have been promising this video to my chat, or this series to my chat, for such a long time at this point. Fred, when are you going to do the IGL series? Well, now, it's starting right now. I'm not putting it off any longer, so welcome. Let's go. What is going to be in this series and what are we doing here? All right, so there's a lot of series out there right now, or little bits and bobs all over YouTube and the internet of the deeper Counter-Strike theory. How to IGL, how to make systems, what the pro teams are using. It's everywhere, but nothing comprehensive. I want to make a source that goes from start to finish on all the deeper level stuff in Counter-Strike that you cannot get in Face-It Pugs, that you cannot learn on your own. You must learn in a team. And I want to start from the very start, which is what we're going to do today, on how to make a Counter-Strike team, how to be a successful Counter-Strike team, how to IGL that Counter-Strike team, how to just be a smarter individual player and just understand all that deeper level theory that pro teams are using that you need if you ever really want to play at the top. And I want this to be a resource that just covers the whole lot. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Let's go. This is going to be about 30 or 40 videos, I think. I've sort of got planned on different things, starting from, as I said, the very bottom to the top. It's going to take me a while, obviously, so please be patient with me. I'm hoping to sort of pump it out within the next month or two. Yeah, let's get started, guys. All right, so I am a very big Devin Nash fan, if you guys know who that is. He's a YouTuber who makes great educational content using the pinnacle of technology, the notepad. So that's what I'm going to use today. Gamers, let's go. All right. So it's day one of your team. Yeah, you've just walked into your new team. You've got your 5. It's your first practice. What do? And even if you're not a new team, you need to go back and do this, because you'd be surprised at how many teams that I go into or learn about that just do not have the solid structures in place to allow them to succeed as a team, right? To get the most out of their practice and not waste their time, you need these structures. What does that mean? All right. We need to get our team aligned practically and philosophically. Okay, we'll start with practically. Everybody in your team needs to understand when you are going to practice and how you are going to practice. So the first and most important thing that you can, or the question that you can ask, is your schedule. When are we going to practice? When are we going to practice? And everybody needs to agree on this and understand that this is not optional. While your schedule can be a little bit flexible, if you're having somebody who at 6 o'clock and you're practicing at 7, at 6 o'clock he says, sorry guys, I can't make it today, and this is happening regularly, obviously that is going to stunt your progress. That is going to stop your ability to improve as a team, because if you can't practice, how are you going to get better, right? So you need to set out your schedule, make it very clear what your schedule is going to be, write it down, put it in a Word document, put it in an Excel spreadsheet, and make everybody commit to that, right? Now you need the protocol that people are going to follow when they can't make it. So the protocol for when a player can't make practice. This is very simple, right? Let's say if you're going to have a team practice, or you're not going to make the team practice, 2 days in advance, you must message the Facebook group chat and say, sorry guys, I won't be able to practice on Thursday this week because I've got a family dinner, or I've got my graduation, or I've got an exam the next day, or whatever it is. The point being that 2 days in advance, everybody can plan their lives and plan different things and what they're going to do in that time. You're not leaving everybody hanging. Okay, now that we've got everybody showing up to practice, hopefully, at the same time, preferably, we need to figure out, how are we going to practice? We need to understand the processes that are going to make us improve as a team. Have you ever heard the phrase or the quote, practice makes perfect? Because that's not the real quote. That's not the correct quote. The correct quote is perfect practice makes perfect. Practicing the actual right thing that will make you succeed. If you practice the wrong thing, you just get better at doing the wrong thing, right? So how are we going to get the most out of our time? The amount of teams I have seen that get on at 7 p.m., play 3 scrims, and then get off at 10 p.m., and they don't do any theory or review is amazing. Yeah, it is absolutely phenomenal. And this will not get you to improve very quickly. Not very quickly at all. In fact, it's probably quite inefficient. What you need to come up with is who is going to get the material for practice, right? Who is going to be the person who goes out and gets the strats, the defaults, the different things, the videos that you're going to watch, that you're going to do in your theory session before the team. Who is going to be the person? And that doesn't have to be one person. That can be 3 people. That can be everybody. If everybody is on that same level of contribution, that's even better. But you need to have a system in place for how this is going to work, right? Normally, this is the IGL's job to set the pace of the team, bring the stuff to practice, and then teach it to the team, and then get everybody working in the same way. But you've got to have this system in place that goes, okay, what we actually do is from 6 till 7, we do 1 hour of theory. Oh, but we've only got 3 hours a night to practice. Then you cut a scrim, right? Then you do 1 hour of theory and you do 2 scrims instead of 3 scrims, because it is absolutely imperative that you are organizing your practice in the correct way, right? The second thing is when you're going to review your games, because the most important thing that you can do is watch your games back together as a team and find where the mistakes are so you can get better. You need to make this and bake this into your practice every week so you can't avoid it. You can't get away from it. You have to do it. So set this up now, set this schedule, set this idea up of your practice system, and then go from there. It's actually phenomenal how many tier 1 or high level teams I've seen that actually don't know how to practice, right? The time that you are spending in practice needs to be spent on things that you do together, right? This might seem really simple, but a lot of people fail this time, right? Don't spend the time learning utility, right? Don't spend the time doing deathmatch. Don't spend the time practicing your aim or anything like that. You need to spend the time scrimming because you've got 5 people, doing a theory session because you need 5 people for a theory session. Demo review, or not your personal demo review, but your team demo review that everybody is going to learn from. Right? You need to spend that team time doing team things. Don't waste it on stuff that can be done alone. Super important, because getting 5 people in the same place at the same time is an effort, as I'm going over right here and telling you that people are not good at. So do not waste that time. Do not waste that effort on stuff that you can be doing alone. Every minute is important. All right. Now, I know I've spent a few minutes talking about this, but I cannot drill home hard enough how important it is to get your team aligned practically. Set up a schedule, set up a protocol for if you're not going to make the schedule, set up a structure for the way that you are going to practice that makes sense. It's got to include theory, it's got to include reviews, and it's got to include scrims. All right, have you done that? All right, good. Now, let's get our team aligned philosophically. Now, what does that mean? So, people want different things out of Counter-Strike. If you're an amateur team, you might only want to play 2 scrims a night, 4 nights a week. You might just want to do your best in your amateur league. Maybe you're playing an ESEA Open, and maybe you just want to make finals this season. Or conversely, maybe you want to be the best. Maybe you want to compete with simple at some point. And that means a completely different thing. That means 2 hours of theory a night, 3 hours of theory a night as a team, 4 scrims, demo reviews outside, 1 hour of DM a day. Maybe you are going for the top, right? But the point I'm making here is that everybody needs to be on the same level with their philosophy about what the team means to them and where they want to go, right? So you need to sit down, have a conversation about your goals. Because if one guy doesn't want to practice 25, 30 hours a week and one guy does, it's going to become apparent very quickly. There's going to be friction between those two guys and it is going to cause problems within the team. So what you do when you first set up this team is you make a clear set of goals so you're all aligned in the same way, pushing the same direction, practicing the same amount, so everybody knows what they signed up for. Everybody knows that this is a very serious team. We want to be top 5 in our country by the end of the year and we are going to go for it. Or we're just here to have fun. We're just here to get our competitive fix, play a couple of hours a week and do that as long as everyone is on the same page. Right? This may seem super simple. All this stuff may seem super simple, but you cannot skip this step. This is why I started with this in my very first video, because all the rest of the stuff that you learn, if you're not practicing properly and you don't have a functioning team that's all on the same page about your team philosophy, then it's not going to work. All right, guys. That's all I've got to start off with. I'm going to pump out these videos hopefully every day for the next, like I said, the next month. Please, if you enjoy this video or if you enjoy this stuff and you want to motivate me to make more, like, comment and subscribe. Just push me up in that YouTube algorithm. I'll see those numbers go up. I'll see, oh, people actually want this content and I will make more and I will pump it out hardcore for you. So press those buttons. Come and chat to me in stream. I'm live 3 or 4 times a week with the link that I'll put in the description below. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. I've been wanting to do this for ages. I'm getting super hyped for it. I hope to see you all soon.